Hey everyone, Catch 'em All Collectibles here. Today I've got a video I've wanted to make for quite a while now, and then Jake actually just recently did a live Pokenomics where he just browsed eBay. Radar's actually been doing some too. Browsing eBay, browsing different websites looking for Pokemon cards. So I was gonna do a little bit of a instructional, less how I search specifically for Pokemon cards, but more showing you some of the tools that I think not many people know about the eBay search function. So the eBay search function uses a few different there's a few different, I guess, tools you have at your disposal, a few different tricks you can use to kind of further refine and hopefully yield better search results. So let's say I just want to buy Charmander, because who doesn't want to buy Charmander cards? So you search Charmander, you're going to get cards, you're going to get plushes, you're going to get graded cards, raw cards, you might get boxes, a lot of different things. So the way the eBay search works, like a lot of other search engines, what it's called is like a Boolean operator you have at your disposal. So you can look up, like, Boolean operators are basically and, or, and not. The simplest one being and. So if you put a space and type another word, if I type Charmander Pokemon card, the way that it's supposed to work, this is going to pull up all listings that have Charmander and Pokemon and card in the name. So going through, some of these come up where they have like here's a mystery grab bag. They must have Charmander written in the description. And then sometimes you'll see a listing that's like a multi-variation listing. So sometimes searches are muddied up. Like this one, choose your card. Charmander is going to be one of the options, probably Bulbasaur, Squirtle, Pikachu, things like that. Those kind of listings muddy up the search results a little bit at times, but and is the most basic operator. If you simply put a word, a space, and another word, you've been using the and thing, whether you know it or not. I guess getting to the next level is the or. So say you're looking for like a Charmander Pokemon card, but you want it graded. And say you're a true collector who's happy with PSA, BGS, CGC, any of them. So what this search is doing is Charmander space. So this is going to return all results that have Charmander and then the or function. So when you use parentheses with a comma separating each term, this is going to return Charmander and PSA or CGC or BGS. So all the results in this should only come up if it's a Charmander card that's either graded with PSA or CGC or BGS, or if somebody just throws one of those search terms into their listing when it's not applicable. But as we scroll down, we see a bunch of CGC, we see PSA. I'm sure there's going to be some BGS in here somewhere. There's a BGS right there. So you can see right here, like here's a PCA 8, but they threw PSA, CGC, and BGS all in the title. And this is where I was hoping this was going to happen, because this is where we've shown and we've shown or. Now let's use not. So this is something that I use very frequently. What was that again? I forget all the 3-letter acronyms. It was PCA, right? So I'm out here. I'm searching for a Charmander. I want PSA, CGC, or BGS, and I don't want PCA. So you can use a minus. You can use a minus to remove any results with a PCA term in it. So right now we have 4,000+ results. We're probably still going to have 4,000+ because there's probably not that many with, we actually have slightly more. So, but when we scroll down, we shouldn't see that PCA slab anymore if all goes well. Yeah, so it was just below the BGS 9.5, and now it's disappeared. If we were to scroll further, if we were to see HGA, AGS, any of those other newer grading companies that we didn't want in there, we could throw even more not in there. So the way that it works, like I'm not seeing any HGA, but say I didn't want HGA, no AGS, you can just throw on as many of those as you want. So those are basically your three basic functions. Another one that is useful at times, and one of the times that I've really ran into it, I haven't been searching for or buying this card as much, but several months ago, maybe even over a year ago now, I was buying some Mysterious Pearls. So one of the things you'll notice when you search Mysterious Pearl, anyone unfamiliar with the card, this is the one. It's a 2007 like prize Japanese promo card. Pretty scarce. 4,400 listings, but you can see right here, we're picking up a lot of Mysterious Treasures, Diamond and Pearl. So because Mysterious is in the name, Mysterious is in the set name, and then it's from the Diamond and Pearl block. So you're getting tons of Diamond and Pearl results. I guess there's multiple ways you could go about this. You could remove treasures, and that would get rid of a lot of the Mysterious Treasures. And I guess you could remove like Diamond. But let's see what that does. So that brings us down to 78. We're coming up with these though. We're coming up with like actual jewelry, things of that nature. So another way to achieve a similar thing, if you use quotation marks, that is searching for the specific term. This can be a little bit dangerous of a tool to use because at times you might omit some results that you actually want. I guess I should state that any added specificity in a search result might omit certain people. I'll give a further example of that in a little bit, but the more specific you get, the more operations you add. I guess with or you expand your search, but with and you tighten down your search. With quotation marks, you really tighten it down, because when you search Mysterious Pearl, you're searching Mysterious space Pearl, Mysterious and Pearl. You only need both those words to be in the listing anywhere, any order. When you search quotation marks, Mysterious space Pearl, you need Mysterious Pearl to be in the exact order. When the card name is Mysterious Pearl, it's pretty safe that anyone listing a Mysterious Pearl card should have those two words like in immediate proximity as the name of the card is. So you can see now we only have 13 results, and it looks like, okay, so here's a random book or something, but we've gotten a lot tighter. We only got a little bit of jewelry we're dealing with, I guess, but we could add Pokemon into that. But an interesting thing that comes up too with that, like say I were to add Pokemon, it makes me like it'll remove all the other results. But if someone were to have had a Mysterious Pearl Pokemon card listed without having Pokemon in the title, so what do we have? We have 5. How many were there here? Like this, that one has Pokemon 1, 2, 3, 4. Like here's one right here. So that was an interesting thing. Rusty, TCA Gaming, just mentioned it in a recent video he did. But the illustrator that sold for $900,000 recently on Golden, that didn't have Pokemon in the title. So if you were to go to Golden and search for Pokemon to pull up all the Pokemon items in their block, you would see every other item in the block except for the illustrator, because for some reason, they didn't think to put Pokemon in the title of the illustrator. It didn't seem to hurt the price too much. It got $900,000. But here's a very good example. If I'm out here looking for a Mysterious Pearl card and I type Mysterious Pearl Pokemon, I wouldn't get this result. So I guess a more strategic, a more advantageous way to search would be to use the quotation marks. Again, every way you search, every way you refine, you could miss certain things, you could omit, but that's just a little bit of that shows you a little bit of the game that there is around how to search on eBay. Another place that I tend to use, like if I'm searching for base set first edition, I don't really do a ton with the foreign stuff. So like one of the suggested things that came up was English. The issue with English is kind of the default. So most people don't put English in the name. You will see on the left here, which I will get to in a minute, like language is one of the item specifics that you can filter by. So when I search English, it's probably picking up all the items that have the item specific listed in the item description. But another way to get around this, like say I just want to do base set first edition Pokemon, I could just do set isn't really even needed. So base first edition Pokemon, and then you can just start subtracting out the languages. You can subtract German, you can subtract French, Italian, Spanish, Korean, Dutch, all the other languages, or you can do shadowless too. So first edition, the only shadowless variant was in English. All the other variants were shadowed. But then you run into the thing where you're omitting anybody who lists base set first edition without putting shadowless in the title. That's why when I list my English base set first edition, I always include shadowless. When you're doing a listing, try to think about the ways people might search out your cards. Because the more specific, the more ands they use, you want to have all those terms in there. Like I always do card name, set name. If I have space, I do year. I always do the grade, the grading company. I always do Pokemon card in there too. But there's a lot of game to the way you search and list just to try to hit all the things. And then everything that I said too, and or not, they can all be combined. Like, okay, say I wanted to search, let me try to think. Say I wanted to search base first edition, and I actually wanted only foreign languages. Like say I was just after, say I wanted a starter. So Charizard, Venusaur, or Blastoise. So that gets all three of our ors in there. And then we want German or French only. So German, French. And then we want PSA or CGC or BGS. So we've got our and, we've got our or, and then we definitely don't want, just to make sure, Dutch, Italian, we don't want those coming up and clogging the results, and we don't want Zapdos, things like that. So that's the way you're using, and you got to have base and first and addition, and you've got to have Charizard, Venusaur, or Blastoise, and German or French, and PSA, CGC, or BGS. So each parentheses works as like you need one of those words or the other, and the next parentheses, one of those or the other. That's pretty much it. And or not. I think the not is one of the most valuable because there's just a lot of things out there that at times will clog up the search results. Another thing you can do, which I'm not great about it in my listings. I always do the language, but I don't always do like the rarity. Like if you want a PSA 10 base unlimited Charmander and you search, it's a common card. So let's go common. I don't know why everything just went Japanese there. But if we go common base set, let's see if we can fully search for like a PSA 10. We want English. We want Charmander. If you were to search this way, graded yes. I guess this will be a good demonstration. So we want Wizards of the Coast because we want the base one. And we want 10s only. So if you search, for some reason it says there's going to be one result there and then you get 3. So if you search using those specifics, you get down to 3 Charmander cards. So if I was looking for a PSA 10 base unlimited Charmander, I never search using these things on the left for the reason that I don't specifically add them into my item specifics when I list items. That way I can list one item and go to the next really quickly. So if I were to replicate this search just using the search bar, let me clear all those. I just want to search PSA 10 base unlimited Charmander. I'm going to get a lot more than those 3 results. So I guess that's just a further bit of advice. There's a Charizard there, but so let me get rid of Charizard. Accidentally put a C there. So yeah, I searched using the item specifics on the left, and it told me there were only 3. But when I search it this way by the bar, there's 38. There's just 35 people who don't use the item specifics on the left, or at least not all of them that I had searched by. So yeah, that's a bit of like how to search on eBay, but more the mechanics of the search, not what terms might be good to use or this or that. The more specific thing that you want, I guess the easier it is. If you only collect PSA 10 Charmanders, you can really refine away hundreds of thousands or millions of listings. The way that I personally search, and I haven't even been buying a lot on eBay recently, I generally just search similar like Jake did. I'll search for auctions sorted by price high to low. I search Pokemon. Sometimes I'll throw in PSA, CGC, BGS, or any of the 3 if I only want graded cards. But there's one last one that I guess I'll include because I had it in my notes here. But you can use an asterisk as like a wild card. I didn't even think of a good way to use it in a search. I still, but like if you search Pokemon card, I guess if you put an asterisk after the D, you'll get not only Pokemon card, but you'll get Pokemon cards. I think the way that the search works anyways, it's smart enough to like come up with variants. Like if you search Pokemon card, I'm pretty sure it already pulls in cards. Like there's cards that probably comes up even without the asterisk, but theoretically similar to like if you use Excel, the asterisk just acts as a wild card. So that string of characters with an asterisk on the end, it will search for any term with CARD and then any combination of characters to fill in after that D. That's what the asterisk is for. It's just a wild card. I think that's everything. Over here on the left on my other screen, I do have some of my saved searches. I really don't want to give away all my saved searches, but I kind of showed you examples of some of the searches that I look for. Some of these searches are super outdated, but yeah, I think I really covered everything there. If you've got any like mechanical tips or operators that I missed, definitely let me know in the comments below. If there's anything that you use aside from the and space, everyone uses that, or with the parentheses, not with the minus, asterisk for the wild card, and then quotation marks for like the specific string of characters. I don't think I'm aware of any other. I think that's fairly exhaustive, and obviously like the basic stuff you can search by. I only want auctions. I only want buy it nows. You can search by location. You can search. Yeah, you can search like, oh, I only want to buy something within 1,000 miles of me or 100 miles of me. But generally speaking, as I mentioned, I don't use the item refinements, the item specifics on the left side. The biggest one that I use is price. Like here's a very common search for me. So I'll do auction and I'll search high to low. And then I get like there's 57,000 auctions. I guess just to like pick a number and make there be less results. Like here's an easy search that I historically used to do. I haven't done this search in months, but here, like say I only want to buy big lots. I don't really want to bother with the super cheap ones. These days I have a lot higher budget than I used to years ago. One thing I used to do years ago, if my budget was like, I can't see myself bidding on more than a $200 lot, you can do a $200 maximum. And you can do, so that, like to get rid of single cards that are super cheap. Like say you never want to spend more than $250, but you don't really want to bother with single cards and you want to buy like some kind of a binder or a lot. You might do 25 to 250, 25 to 200, and just look for auctions in your wheelhouse, in your ballpark. So for me, I might I might create this listing or this search and then save it. And once a week, all you got to do is just search it. Like there's less than one page. There's Rusty's lot for the 3-packs. That's actually an auction I might be looking at, but yeah, this is like a very manageable search. There's less than one page. There's 150 items or under of $2,000 or higher. And most auctions run for a week or more. Occasionally people will run a 1 day, 3 day, 5 day. I would never advise it because you're just going to get less eyes on it. But a search like this, you only have to run it once a week. If you run it at the same time a week, every week, you're going to find, if you make it, it used to be 50 or 100 and 200. Now it's 60 and 240. So if you just run this search once a week, you're going to see every new listing that comes up. One thing I did used to find is like when PWCC hit, when they were running their, that 1 week a month that they were running their weekly, it might be 2 or 3 pages, depending on if I use like 2,000 or 1,000. But yeah, hopefully that was interesting or useful to people. Let me know if there's any major tips that I like missed. I could always do a follow-up video down the line. That's it. If I did anything else silly, I guess, let me know. I don't think I omitted anything else too major. Hopefully not. But either way, that's a start. I think a lot of those people don't know about, but I'll leave you all there. As always, I appreciate you all watching, and I will catch you all later.